Hey mermaids, welcome back to the H2O YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the scientific partnership between Max and Lewis. These two keepers of the Mermaid Secret, past and present, struck up a friendship while sharing research on everything mermaid. This all began when Lewis was conducting research into the magnetic anomalies on Mako Island. Little did he know, someone else had already looked into this, Max K. Hamilton.
Hey! How you going there? Catching anything? Wow. Never caught bream this size along here?
I'll give you a tip. Stay left of the rip, about 50 metres along. It's privileged information, by the way.
I was wondering if you knew the guy that lived up in that house?
I do, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you do?
Top fella.
Do you know where I might find him?
Standing right next to you. Max Hamilton.
No way. You're him. I need to ask you something about your research on Mako Island.
What research?
The research you did in 1957.
I'm afraid you got me confused with someone else.
You're Max Hamilton, same as on the research. You were studying the effects of lunar cycles on Mako Island.
You're mistaken. Sorry.
Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
When Max denied all knowledge of his research, we didn't know what to think. And then, when we saw him spying on Cleo and Lewis, it really seemed like Max might be a shady character.
What exactly does he know?
I'm not sure yet. I'm going to find out. He was friendly as anything until I mentioned Mako. Then he clammed right up.
Lewis, be careful. I've got a bad feeling about this. He could be dangerous.
It's fine. He was doing the same research I am, that's all.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
Cleo! Look, he doesn't know anything about you. I'll make sure of that, okay? When have I ever let you down?
Gracie.
Lewis wasn't sure whether he could trust Max or not either. His curiosity got the better of him though when Max had questions about Cleo's locket.
Who was that girl I saw you with yesterday at the juice bar?
Why are you following me?
I'm guessing that she's your girlfriend.
Her name's Cleo, and no, she is not my girlfriend.
What do you know about the locket round the neck?
Nothing. Why, is there something I should know?
Pity we don't trust each other more.
Why is that?
I'll just say I did have some research on Mako Island. That's the sort of thing I could only show to someone I trusted.
You can trust me.
I'd need to see the locket first.
Not possible.
You know where to find me.
We were already starting to see some parallels between the two characters. The locket was an instant connection between the two. As it turned out, it used to be worn by Max's true love, Gracie.
I knew I recognised it.
How?
I ought to be able to. I made it. 50 years ago. I made 3 in total, each one slightly different.
One of the hinges is a bit loose.
Huh. Yeah, I can fix that.
Why did you make 3?
One for each girl. This one's my favourite. I made it for someone special.
A girl?
Not a girl, the girl. But you know about that already. Cleo.
I told you she's not my girlfriend. She was once, but we were just kids then. So how do you know when she's the one?
She's the person who can't stop smiling when she first sees you.
Hey, what about the trust thing? You're going to tell me everything you knew about Mako.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you know?
Everything. Later at the jetty. I'll share it all with you.
Max still doesn't share his research just yet. Instead, he offers Lewis a trade, his research for a trip to Mako Island.
What say you and I take a trip out to Mako Island?
Mako Island?
Lewis, I know what you're after out there. I know you want this. It's my research, all of it. Take me out to Mako right now and it's all yours.
All aboard.
Max rediscovers the moon pool whilst Lewis chases after him. After a surprise encounter with Cleo, Max finally reveals that Cleo is not the first mermaid he has met. This is what we've been waiting for. Confirmation that Miss Chatham's riddles were in fact true. Who could believe that Mako's magic had happened before, 50 years ago?
I didn't know I could still feel this way.
Which way?
Excited. But you're not the first mermaid I've ever seen, you know.
You knew Miss Chatham.
Louise, Julia, and Gracie. We were the best of friends. But I knew they were hiding something from me, so one day I followed them. I was the first one to know their secret. The others didn't like it. But Gracie was glad I finally knew. She felt relieved. Gracie was the one for me. We were so happy together.
They were happy to be mermaids.
Oh, sometimes. It was hardest for Gracie. I tried all I could to find out how this had happened. Just for Gracie, if not for the other two. She found it the most difficult. I didn't understand how hard it was for her at the time. Promised her I could help her, but she knew all I had were theories.
How did Gracie cope? How did she learn to deal with it?
She didn't. More and more, she just wanted to be an ordinary girl again. There was nothing I could do or say to help her. She started pushing me away. I tried to show her how much I loved her. I made the lockets, one for each of the girls, hoping it would help her to embrace what she'd become. Just to be part of something special with Julia and Louise. But it didn't work for long. Gracie said being around me only reminded her that she was no longer human. She threw the locket into the pool.
And that's where Emma found it. Where Gracie threw it.
They've been there undisturbed for 50 years.
So, what happened to Gracie? Max? What happened?
I lost her.
Just from these early encounters, we could already see that both Max and Lewis acted as scientific advisors to the mermaids, both doing everything they could to understand how and why the girls first became mermaids. In episode 21, after a disastrous information leak, Lewis tries to return Max's research. Max quickly becomes frustrated with Lewis. After all, he had kept the Mermaid Secret safe for 50 years. For Max, protecting the Mermaid Secret was about protecting Gracie. He would do anything for her.
Take it, Max. Please.
I gave that to you for good reason, to help you.
Actually, it's done the opposite. Someone found it and, they took the film.
You were meant to keep it safe.
It wasn't my fault.
Lewis, have you any idea what you've done? You were supposed to keep the mermaids a secret.
I know. The person that took it, she is looking for something.
Gee.
Yes, and she's not the type to just give up. Just be careful, okay? And take it, Max. Take it.
We realise just how much Gracie meant to Max when he finally reveals her secret to her granddaughter, Charlotte. For Max, the connection to Gracie was powerful enough to overcome all of his reservations. Lewis especially underestimated this connection, never thinking for a second that Max would tell Charlotte the truth.
Tell me. Is this true? Is she really a mermaid?
Yes, she really was a mermaid. A very beautiful mermaid. She was a pretty good artist, your grandmother. And she had a great sense of humour, too. It's very impulsive.
Yeah, I've got some more of her sketches at home.
You can't imagine what it was like being with her. Being part of the magic.
You're obviously very close.
She was the love of my life. She still is.
Even though she was a mermaid?
If anything, made me love her all the more.
Sounds wonderful. But how did all this happen?
Let's just say that in the right place, at the right time, magic happens.
It must have been so hard, keeping it a secret for so long.
You can't tell anyone about this.
Oh, don't worry, I won't.
Perhaps Lewis didn't realise how strong Max's feelings were for Gracie, because he still didn't understand how strong his feelings truly were for Cleo. But when Cleo goes missing in episode 25, Lewis is desperate to find her and knows the only person who might understand is Max.
You're the only one I can think of who could help Max.
Me? How?
Look, I should have listened to you. When you told me to hold on to her, I understand now. Please, I need to find her. Have you got any ideas?
Oh, Lewis. It's a big ocean out there. She could be anywhere.
She's been finding it hard to be both a mermaid and a normal girl.
Just like Gracie. She grew unhappy with being a mermaid. It's not easy to find a balance between the two worlds. For some, it's impossible.
So, where did Gracie go when she didn't want to be found?
Out near Drayton's Reef, off the north of Mako Island.
Drayton's Reef? That's a shark breeding ground.
Yeah, but she might be there.
What if she is?
She could be in trouble. If she's weak, the sharks can sense that.
I better go.
Hold on.
Although Charlotte is Gracie's granddaughter, we think it's Cleo who has more in common with Max's mermaid. Max understands Cleo's battle to balance being a normal girl and a mermaid, and helps Lewis to see it too. When Lewis realises how he really feels about Cleo, there is no choice between her and Charlotte. Max and Lewis are both scientists, but Max helps Lewis to see there is more to the world than just science. In episode 26, the two work together and realise that the upcoming planetary alignment could have life-changing repercussions. This gives Lewis a chance to warn the girls so that they don't lose their powers.
I've been studying the planetary cycles, just like you did 50 years ago. Everything's falling into place, Max.
But there's more, Lewis. Much more. And all the planets are lined up with the moon. The forces released are extraordinary.
I get the increase in gravitational pull.
It's not just the physical force. It's the other stuff.
The magic.
couldn't think of a better word for it either. The stronger the force gets, the greater the magic. And it can take away what it gave.
You mean their powers? For half a day, like an eclipse?
Forever. So keep the girls away from Mako tonight. Especially the moon pool.
When the two characters met, they had an enormous impact on one another. Max taught Lewis everything there was to know about the mermaids and mistakes of the past by opening Lewis's heart to the possibilities of magic. Lewis showed Max that there was still magic in the world and that Gracie's legacy lived on. Without these two, mermaids past and present would have had very different stories. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Max and Lewis's friendship. Which friendships would you like to see more of? Let us know in the comment section below and we'll see you next time.